It's time to feel some Krampus rage with your friends at Film Rage, which includes Jim.
Hey, hey.
And Murray.
Yo.
Hey there, Merman. Oh, and me. I'm Bryce.
The Krampus of us all.
And our buddy George from the best little horror house in Philly podcast. Hey, George.
It's me. Hello.
Krampus from the south.
How's everyone doing?
Welcome.
That's right.
So with the introductions out of the way, let's rage on.
All right. Happy Krampus. And welcome back to the second annual Film Rage Krampus special. This episode, we open up with some treats in the 2021 release of the Advent Calendar. We introduce the newly released Naughty Cut of 2015 Krampus movie. We spent some time with Jack Frost all the way back to 1997, but most importantly, we welcome back our dear friend George to the podcast, as we've already mentioned, from the best little horror house in Philly. Every time, that never gets old. Horror, not whore. Welcome back, right. George. Tell us everything you were afraid for us to know about the little horror house in Philly, but we were afraid to ask.
Hello. Very excited to be back. So it's the best little horror house in Philly is the show where we talk about the best horror movie ever made, according to our guests at least. Basically, it's just a real fun time where someone comes on with their pick for the best horror movie ever made, and for the duration of it, I agree with them that it's the best horror movie ever made, which means that we get to spend time just talking about the movie and what we like about it. You know, there's no having to be worried about like, oh, am I going to come off as nerdy for liking this, because I'm along for the ride the whole time. So you really get to talk about people's relationships with horror, the way that it intertwines with the cultural context of the movie. And it's been great because we've had people that are just my friends. We've had great comedians like Mike Hanford and Tim Kalpakis and Betsy Sidaro. We've had friggin' movie stars like Rich Sommer was in it. Like he came on to talk about Creepshow. So it's been a really great way to pick the minds of people who you might not always expect to be into horror. A lot of these comedians, especially. Yeah, it's been really rewarding to see a different side of people that I was already a fan of.
Yeah, it's kind of fun. For those who don't know it, I mean, we'll talk about George's deets later in the show, but it's literally what got me into podcasting was George, and how amazing he is on the Twitter, but also your show is so original and creative. So you always have a spot. You're like the fourth member of Film Rage. So
wow, truly generous of you, and I appreciate it.
Well, welcome back.
And enough of this mutual admiration society.
Let's get to some Krampus.
Well, first we have to pay for stuff.
Yeah, we got a homage.
Movies are back at Canyon Meadows Cinemas. We are open for your viewing pleasure with great new films opening weekly. All health-regulated protocols are in effect for a safe and enjoyable experience. And don't forget, we should be your first choice for your next birthday party or special event. Can't make it to the cinema? We got you covered. Order concessions from our online store, and you can either choose curbside pickup or get them delivered via Skip the Dishes, Uber Eats, or DoorDash. For more details, go to canyonmeadowscinema.ca. Here at CMC, we would like to thank you for your continued support, and we are looking forward to seeing you at the movies.
I'm jealous as hell about that. We don't get the curbside pickup for popcorn and stuff. I would be getting movie theater popcorn all the damn time.
Right?
No kidding, eh?
Well, you got to move to Canada. You can live in.
I guess so.
You can live in Bryce's new basement when he gets his new house.
There you go.
Great. Perfect.
Right.
I'll see you soon.
Some of the best horror movies are basement dwellers.
Yeah. Well, let's talk movies.
All right. So what did we have some delicious, succulent, old and new. This week, we're going to talk about the 2021, the Advent Calendar, which is on Shudder.
Dum dum.
Nice.
Boom, boom.
Do you still have Dum Dum in the U.S., or is it just us dum-dums that get the dum-dum?
The lollipop?
Everybody gets it.
Everybody gets the dum-dum? No, it's the Carpenter music for Shudder is dum-dum.
Oh, yes, yeah. Yeah, it is.
The dum-dum.
Yeah, we get that too.
Everybody's in for the dum-dum. Well, Bryce, tell us a little bit about the Advent calendar.
Advent calendar 2021. It's about a young lady by the name of Eva. She just happens to be a paraplegic. She's played by, who is she played by? Eugenie Derourand. That was a terrible pronunciation.
En français,
I apologize in advance. She's got quite the performance, really. Actually, she was probably the best part of this film for sure. She carried it on her back. From the opening scene in the swimming pool, we learn a lot about her. I loved going on the journey that she went on. We got kind of little splashes of what she went through as the movie went along, and why she was in the position or the situation that she was in. And you understood why she was doing the things she did. With the introduction of the Advent calendar, that's where things really started to take off. And there was a whole lot of creepiness going on. There was a whole lot of ambiance, and I really enjoyed this.
So, did you really, really enjoy it? Like, are we talking Mondified it?
I was very high, man.
Okay. Georgie, you want to go next? What'd you think?
Yeah, sure, I'll go. I was probably not quite as hot on it as you were, but I still thought it was pretty good. I thought the lighting was really good in it. That stood out to me a lot, especially since I have been watching some Giallo stuff. The bright colors were a lot of fun. But
yeah.
I also thought that the main performance was really good. I thought that she did a really excellent job. But I did, first off, think that it could have used a lot more Christmassiness. Like, it didn't feel very Christmassy at all, despite being the Advent calendar. I mean, that's the only real connection.
That's actually something I never even thought of, George.
I didn't see a tree in sight.
But yeah, it wasn't very Christmassy, was it?
Maybe she doesn't celebrate Christmas. I think they might have even alluded to the fact.
She's got an Advent calendar.
I'm pretty sure the Advent calendar is a Christian thing.
Yeah, but she didn't get it. She got it as a gift.
Yeah, but it's still supposed to be a Christmas movie.
Yeah, why would you give her an Advent calendar in September? I mean,
but the Advent calendar alone. Okay, so in my house, there's one Advent calendar. That's it. That's all we have as a decoration.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
And it's in my fridge. And I'll tell you about that in a minute.
You really are Krampus.
Can't wait.
I also will say that I did think that they were kind of between a rock and a hard place because on the one hand, you have the option of really trying to do too much and pack 24 days worth of stuff into not a very long runtime.
Yeah,
24 killings is what she had to do.
That was a challenge.
Yeah.
Right. And then on the other hand, they could have really drawn it out and taken the chance that it's not as much, there's not as much depth to the hook as they might have hoped. And clearly they opted for the former, and it feels a little rushed. It feels like I don't understand really who Itch was or why this was like happening. Like what, I don't know anything about the Advent calendar.
I was just happy to go along for the ride.
It was a German/French Krampus, maybe.
I guess. I don't know.
I don't think there was anything good about this one at all.
Yeah, there was. I mean, I will also say, look, maybe I am being overly sensitive, and I am not in a wheelchair. But I do think that it could go either way on this, where I could see someone who is in a wheelchair not loving this sort of representation in terms of like, you're just constantly getting treated as subhuman, like, especially if you are already getting that in your real life, if it's because before this starts happening, and people treat her like shit. And so if you're already getting treated this way, and God forbid that's the case, and you see this on screen, and they're like, wow, the only way that I'm on screen is by getting treated like a piece of shit. I think that's the kind of thing that might not sit amazing with everybody, but on the other hand, it's certainly the only person in a wheelchair that I've seen as the lead in a horror movie to this point. So I think, like I said, it really could go either way. Where maybe they're like, "Hey, I'm psyched to see it." But
maybe they might be psyched to see. Okay, she's getting treated like shit, but she definitely gets her revenge on pretty much everybody.
There's a revenge factor,
right?
The power.
Right, I understand.
The power
it
of the wheelchair.
was just something that gave me a little bit of pause.
Yeah, you know what? It's funny how you mentioned that though, George, because it's kind of like when we relook at movies now with 2021 eyes, looking at more representation, more the horror is great. Everybody deserves to die. Let's face it. But when it comes to the actual proper representation and treating people with dignity, sometimes see, I kind of looked at it from the other side of it. I kind of thought like, you know what, people who are in wheelchairs. And not that I have spent a lot of time in a wheelchair, but I have been in a wheelchair in my life. And I can tell you one fucking thing is that nobody cares that you're in a wheelchair. They really don't. And whenever you're trying to get around downtown, there's the curb for you to get up or get into a building is on the back side of the building where it's not easy to get to. So to me, it was
very dehumanizing.
I was kind of thinking about it from the other side. And to me, it was like, this is what it's like for people who are in wheelchairs. They get treated like shit. So I liked her.
Yeah, I believe that. I just think that if I were finally so I am Jewish, and there's not a ton of Jewish horror characters, and if I were to see a Jewish person on screen, and the entire time everyone was like making Jew jokes at them, like treating them like shit. It just wouldn't be my favorite. I would certainly be like, I'm excited that they took the chance on, or not chance, but like that they put this person in the foreground. But I just think that maybe the environment that they're putting that character into could have been handled with a little bit more delicateness. I don't think that I'm not trying to say that you shouldn't depict the actual case of what real life is like, because that's not the case. But I just think that, maybe just think about what exactly the story is that you're trying to tell. Like, is this, I don't know. It was just something that stuck in my craw a little bit. I feel like I'm coming off as way too sensitive here.
But it sounds like we need to create a really good Jewish, it's not really Christmas, but a really Christmas, Hanukkah, murder horror show.
Sure,
it'd be great.
Absolutely. And also, I should clarify that I also love Christmas. My mom's side of the family is Catholic, so I have a long storied history with Christmas as well. So it's not quite so blasphemous for me to be on this episode.
I play a lot of blasphemous. We're talking about Krampus. This is not Christmas. We don't celebrate Christmas. We celebrate Krampus.
Fair enough. Great. All right. Even better. Better.
Happy Krampus. All right, Murray.
Well, it's great because it's also on my my step Krampus. So.
All
Nice.
right. Bryce and I are 100% Krampus. We're pure bloods.
Oh, nice. Wow.
My mom was a female Krampus and my dad is a male Krampus.
All right.
Perfect.
Mur,
it all really begins to click.
Yep. Mur, what'd you think, buddy?
A lot of similar things. I wasn't crazy about it. I mean, me in movies with subtitles.
Yes.
That was a downer at the start, but I did like that the main character, they made her paraplegic, and she basically got trampled on there. Then one guy basically tried to rape her in his vehicle, and I'm like,
that was hard to watch.
Yeah, it was.
And so for the first half, I'm like, this advent calendar, she's actually getting revenge on people that have wronged her, and I was with her
all the way along.
And then towards the end, just killing random people because they told it. Just I don't know. It kind of went out the rails.
She kind of got absorbed into
her dog. They made her kill her dog.
Her dog.
Yep.
Like what the hell?
Yep.
her dog before the person who caused her accident.
Yeah,
I know. Yeah, well, they wanted to prove that she was going to do it, maybe.
I guess.
I guess so.
Yeah,
I guess so.
It was all right. I mean, I got through it, but it was a bit long and slow in times.
All right.
And I thought it'd be a little more violent.
All right. I'm sensing a theme here because, George, I'm assuming you gave it a meh, right?
Yeah, I do. I think it's a meh.
Okay, Murray, and that's a meh for you?
Yeah.
Whoa! Holy cow! There's a lot of meh in the advent
Don't ask me
calendar.
to find the button because it's gone.
It's gone. It's disappeared.
Is it unanimous?
Well,
Yeah.
you're gonna have to wait to find out because here's my thoughts
Wow.
on the advent calendar. French horror films. After just coming off seeing Titan, I'm high on the drug that is French horror. Always such a great color and texture in French films. And this is no exception. Even better, this has a German creepy advent calendar as the star. Dump it and I'll kill you. What a great line. It totally gave off in my opinion, kind of a French Hellraiser vibe. Like I really was getting a bit of the whole Hellraiser influence in it. I was loving this delicious day-by-day, tasty, revenge-filled treat. Plus, it gets right to the goods right away, as Bryce had mentioned. You know, they don't waste too much time because they got to get through 24 days of killing, which was quite awesome in my opinion. And then it starts to get to the creepy and the weird, and even has great lines like, "You're a paraplegic and I'm a nurse. I can wash your private parts." I'm already like 119 minutes into this, and there seemed to be something missing. And I think Bryce,
119 minutes.
119 minutes into the movie,
2
and I'm
hours
like,
in. I didn't
yes.
even know it was 2 hours long.
Yeah,
It was.
yeah, but there was 119 minutes into the movie. Sorry. 1 hour and 19 minutes. That's better.
That's
1
better.
hour and
Yeah,
19
totally.
minutes.
I was
Thank
gonna
you.
say.
Into this movie.
I think it was like hour 40 something.
Yeah, and there was
Yes.
something missing.
What was missing?
Huh. What is a French movie?
Uh-huh.
And there was something missing.
Uh-huh.
What could possibly be missing from a French movie
Yeah, already.
that we didn't get to see?
Yeah.
Oh, right. The French always deliver the French nudity as a present to all the good girls and boys and others alike. The magic of Krampus. Or is it Christmas? Or is it Hanukkah? And then, bam! Super erection gets killed, and then we get a murdered naked breast as our only Krampus present of French nudity. Only a little nip of nudity,
Yes.
but nudity nonetheless. You can always count on the French. Vive la France. Or Jouer Noël. Or should I say, Jouer la Krampus.
Sure.
And plus the ending.
I do want to agree with you about, I think that the sort of setup with the, like having a ticking clock of the advent calendar was cool. Like
Yeah.
the setup of it is neat.
Yep.
Yeah, it was. I like it was found it creative, and I always love it when they have like a crossover German-French horror film.
Sure.
It kind of gives you, the Germans have their own style, which kind of was the advent calendar itself, and then you got the French filming side of it. I liked a lot of
I
this
heard
film.
it was actually filmed in Alsace-Lorraine.
Yeah. Oh, really? Nice. So I'm on Team Bryce here. I'm going with a high man on this. I truly enjoyed the creativity of it, and I thought the ending was pretty good. I liked the way that
I
they
liked the
ended it.
ending.
It kind of wrapped it up nicely
Yeah,
in
it was-
$8.
Cool ambiguity. I enjoyed that as well.
Nice. So apparently, the advent calendar is unanimously meh.
Well, it's meh, meh, and meh, meh.
Let's
Nice. All right. So
That was a high meh, Murray.
it's a high. It's a high. Meh.
Move on. You're high.
Meh. Oh, I wish. So we had our new horror film, or the Bah Humbug.
Too old.
We also have a re-release of the 2015 movie Krampus, which we both had to shell out money for.
It's the extended naughty cut.
The extended naughty cut. George, tell us about the extended naughty cut of Krampus.
Sure. So Krampus, like you said, from 2015, directed by Michael Dougherty. It's a boy has a bad Christmas and accidentally summons a festive demon to his family home. Great cast. I mean, Toni Collette, Adam Scott, David Koechner is in it. It's a lot of fun. It's not perfect. It's not a perfect movie. I think that the humor, as you grow up, maybe not all of it will connect with you the same way that it did, but it's cool to see this sort of like, Michael Dougherty, he also did Trick or Treat. And so taking this pastiche that he did and keeping that same spirit, moving it into Christmas now, I think it works kind of as a spiritual sequel to that, in that this is a really fun movie because it is kind of mean-spirited. In the tradition of movies like Silent Night, Deadly Night, this is a movie that's not really interested in the happy ending. You know, it doesn't have one, and I think that's to its benefit. We see Max, the little kid, he wants to love Christmas. He wants it to be like the way it was, but his family is full of assholes, and so he becomes very frustrated with Christmas. Yeah, and his disgust with Christmas calls Krampus, who kills them and traps them in a snow globe. So it's fun to have this this fun story. Like, this is not something that we see every single day, but also over the years I have lost a little bit of my patience for being around characters that are annoying, even if it's on purpose, which it very much is in this.
Oh yeah.
It is fun, but the Koechner character, David Koechner, is amazing as this character. It's a compliment to the performance, but he's very annoying.
Well, and all his kids too.
I like him better than his kids.
Although the one
Yeah,
kid that said
true that.
nothing, he was pretty cool.
Yeah,
He was pretty.
I mean, the two sisters, it takes them way too long to realize that they're being the assholes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The letter. They're like, oh, I wish that I got to hang out with my sister, and I wish that my parents still loved each other. What an idiot. It's like, oh my God.
Nice.
But it is fun. It is fun. It's a fun movie. I mean, just from the opening, the very beginning with the department store hubbub, I think really throws you in. It's a great tone setter. You understand what you're in for.
Yeah, the opening scene is so good, actually. I think that really did set the stage.
Plus, Toni Collette classes the whole thing up.
Oh,
Always.
she's got so much class.
Sure does. She's great.
She is
You know what I
mesmerizing.
love about her?
What do you love about her,
Everything.
Bryce?
Is you can never pigeonhole her into anything. Like,
Yeah.
she will pick any script as long as it's got
Yes.
some substance.
I would agree.
Yeah.
Like she's done horror, a couple horrors. She does
Yeah.
amazing dramas.
Yeah.
She'll do a comedy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right? Like she's a very versatile
She's-
actor.
Yeah.
You know what? I kind of throw
Yeah.
her a little bit in with Allison Janney a bit. Like they both can kind of carry that. Janney has
Y'all Jan
huge
stan?
comedic. Yeah.
Janny's great, but Janny's like...
No, she has-
Janny's a character actor. It's-
Well, she isn't. She isn't. I mean, she's been in some films that
She has.
has. Like she's got huge
She was
comedic
in,
timing.
I, Tanya. She was a
Yeah.
big
She
supporting
won a-
actor.
she won a freaking Oscar.
And she's great. She can support a film like nobody's business.
You bet.
But Toni Collette can carry an entire film on her
Yeah, I
shoulders.
guess.
Why
wrong.
does one have? They can both be great.
They
Yeah.
are both great, but in different ways.
Okay, so he doesn't. what he's
Here's
really,
my question.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
What is the explanation for where this family went?
Oh, they're in.
When this
they're in
movie
hell.
ends.
They're in hell.
Yeah, but when this movie ends, where does everyone's just like, oh, that family just disappeared. The house is just there. The entire family is gone.
Yep.
Where'd they go?
That it collapsed. Didn't it explode? Or Krampus can do
The
whatever
whole
he
town
wants.
for real exploded?
Probably. Why not?
That is a darn good question.
But the more important question, George, is we don't care.
Sure.
'Cause they're in
this
hell.
is
That's
just-
the important
This is just
thing.
something that occurred to me.
Let's face it. We're really just happy that they're in hell.
Yeah.
And the kid, technically,
That's
the
a
kid
really
got
funny
his
ending.
wish. The kid
Yeah.
got his
Yeah,
wish.
he said, take me back with my family. I want to go
That's
back
right.
with them.
Yep.
They're all in hell, but he's perfectly happy.
And one more finger on the monkey's paw shuts.
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of influences in this, right? I'll maybe add my 2 cents here now. To me, this felt a lot like they were super parodying. It's like they took Christmas Vacation and basically almost all the kind of characters mixed up into it.
I saw the similarities.
Yeah, it's like this is Christmas Vacation, but with Krampus. So it's like Krampus Vacation, and then the having the trick or treat kind of thrown in there, because I think a couple of the characters that were in the Krampus were also in Trick or Treat. So I think there's a bit of a crossover there for him. Like if you look at the killer characters, I think at least one of them was in Trick or Treat.
Really?
I'm almost positive.
As like one of the
one of the critter
the kids
toys
there?
things.
Toys?
One of the toy things. Yeah. Yeah, go look it up. People who are listening in Listeningville land, in Krampusville, Krampustown, Cramp,
Just
Cramperoni.
just get on with it.
I think I was like George though, because I saw this when it first came out, and I really loved it when it first came out.
See, I kind of liked it when it first came out. I
Yeah.
was like, yeah, it was all right. I actually really enjoyed it a lot more on
really?
watching it for a second time. I don't know why. Maybe it was the company I was keeping this time.
Probably. You know what? There's something about seeing a Krampus movie that always brings joy to my black heart.
Well, I think that might be part of it, is that when you're sitting beside Jim, who's enjoying every single second of it, that, I kind of had
rubbed
enjoyment
off.
by osmosis.
It rubbed off on you. It rubbed one off on you. Sorry, what was that?
You did what now?
I did who? What? Well, Murray was the other sandwich in that, Brad. Murray, what'd you think?
Well, I had not seen this before because
Yes, it was a Krampus surprise.
I am a Christmas person, not
Yes.
a Krampus person.
Yes.
Although I have seen other Krampus movies. At our film festival, I don't know what year it was, we actually had one, and it was...
It was Silent Night, wasn't it?
No, it actually had... I don't know, is it a Krampus character in that too?
Yeah.
I don't know what it was. Anyway, it was like...
Ish.
It was Scandinavian or something. It was European anyway. And it was bloody and gory and scary as hell. This movie was not that. I found, except for the one F-bomb, I found it mostly PG. Like,
Yeah.
it wasn't scary enough for me to be a scary movie.
It was more comedy, really. It was like a comedy horror.
But
Really.
like George said, all,
I mean, I think it's also aimed younger.
Yeah,
It is.
and all the
I
characters...
just think that it was originally PG-13, and that was
for the theater.
part of my main complaint when it first came out was like, look, I get that this is not directed 100% at me, but for my taste, I would have liked it to have gone that extra step.
Oh, totally. I wish that I was expecting, and we might hear more about this later. I was expecting a lot of gore, is what I was expecting. That's the naughty part I was expecting.
Yeah, I thought it'd be a lot gory. Like you saw people disappearing, but you didn't know what happened to them.
Yeah.
They just got dragged off.
But then you find out later what happens to them.
Yeah, see, I would have rather Krampus just come along and just start cutting heads off or something.
Yeah, or the gingerbread
Like
cookie man.
The toys are more violent than Krampus was.
Well, like Krampus is children. He can
Whatever. Anyway, yeah.
Uncle,
so, I mean,
or as Bryce and I say, Uncle Krampus.
if you're gonna go full Krampus, you should
go
full gore.
full Krampus.
Like I said, the version the one I saw, which was European, was gory and it was scary. But I don't even remember which version it was. But
do you think full Krampus is almost like full Monty?
maybe, I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, it was okay for me. I mean,
So you're saying it was a meh?
yeah, it
All
was
right. Meh?
Meh.
Yeah.
Eh.
What? It's
Yeah.
just like, is this the first Krampus meh that we like? We've had back-to-back mehs.
I really, really enjoyed it,
Yeah.
but it wasn't, great.
It was
And you guys were looking forward to those the naughty version, which
Yeah,
happened.
both. Maybe that's part of it. We were kind of let down that the naughty
Yeah.
version meant we got like some extra
2 minutes of dialogue.
It wasn't naughty
Yeah.
enough.
Well,
it wasn't naughty enough.
did you? Okay, so
I agree. I also think that there was one other thing that I noticed where
let's have it.
the ant was like, "Give me back my kids, you fudger!" And if she didn't say that and she just swung the axe, this whole problem would have been avoided because she would have had enough time. So
Yeah.
she is the reason that her kids got taken. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Oh, she was a problem in itself.
Yeah. Wow.
Although giving them alcohol.
That was funny. The aunt is probably the most enjoyable character.
Oh,
To
you
be
mean
honest.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Okay, Bert, I thought you meant the other sister, like the sister.
Oh
No,
yeah,
not
sorry.
the
No,
sister.
the old
They're-
lady.
The old
Right.
lady.
Yeah, Berta.
Yeah. Yeah.
no. I meant right now. That's what I'm talking about. Or initially, I meant
Or you mean the
Tony
old lady?
Collette's sister.
Oh.
Yeah, the sister character.
Initially, I meant Tony Collette's sister.
Yeah.
Yeah,
when
it
she
was her
swings
fault.
the axe
That's
in
what
the
I-
attic.
that's what I thought you
Yes.
meant.
Yes.
Yeah.
We had too many ants in this. That's another problem,
Yeah.
apparently.
And
There's
old
like,
gra-
It's a generational thing.
yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. That also bothered me. The old granny character. She only spoke German, and like half the family understood her, but she could understand English when they were talking to her.
Yeah.
that kind of
She's
bothered
probably,
me. a little.
she's an
That happens
angry
a
old
lot.
German lady. She's like, I want to speak my language.
But then she was
fuckers.
telling the story in English.
But it also seemed like maybe Adam Scott didn't understand her.
Yeah. Well, the kid.
Well,
Was
the kid was fluent.
The kid knew more than he did, apparently.
Right. Yeah, and
but-
like he ostensibly grew up with this
her.
lady
Yeah,
as his
you'd think he
mother,
would have known that.
Well-
speaking German to him.
I got more from that he was more like, traditional. I'm not doing the German thing, but he still knows it because he had to speak it to her later. Right?
I guess maybe. It seemed like he was a little rusty.
I kind of
Which
wish
could be the case.
Yeah,
Could
it
be the
could
case.
be. I kind of wish it was all in German now.
Rusty.
Sure.
So it's like vacation again.
Right?
It is. See another
Hey, if
reference.
it was all in German, this would be a totally different movie. It would be way
It'd
more
be more
fucked up.
violent.
Yeah, it would be, and there would have been a German sex party, obviously, in hell with
Obviously.
Krampus with a strap on or something.
We can only dream. We can only dream.
We can. That's my dream for this Krampus Eve. Okay. Anybody else want to say anything more about
No.
the Krampus?
Meh.
Meh. So let's recap where we're at
Wait,
so
I do
far.
have one other thing to say,
Nice.
and it's that Adam Scott, you did a good job.
Yeah.
Good job, Adam Scott.
Sorry.
He's kind of good in everything.
He's all right.
We should get
Yeah.
him and Tony Collette and everything going
He
forward.
was in Hot Tub Time Machine too.
Yes, he was.
Yes, he was. He was good
He
in
was,
that, too.
and he was fine.
Yeah.
he was fine in that.
Okay.
He's kind of good in everything.
Just because the movie wasn't good around him doesn't make him
Yeah.
not good.
That's right. He'd still be mesmerizing-ish. Just the movie's not. It's a lot of
That's right.
money.
I believe that was my argument for Nick Cage to be mesmerized once upon a time.
Yeah, and he's still there. He still is mesmerizing. He gets
There you go.
better every.
Yeah, you're goddamn
every
right. You're
single-
goddamn right.
You're goddamn right. Okay, so our slash from the past this episode is Jack Frost
Starring Michael Keaton?
Yes.
from
Michael Keaton.
which is a horror in itself.
I love that one.
It's so terrible, Murray. No, we're watching the 1997, not the 1998 version of Jack Frost,
Oh.
which
Oops, I watched the wrong one.
apparently, oh, good. Well, then we would also probably like to talk about the horror that is that version that
Yeah,
Murray's
that
talking about.
was more horrifying.
That's more scary than the one we watched. Because after an accident that left murderer Jack Frost, I mean, who names their kid Jack Frost, by the way, dead in a genetic material, the vengeful killer returns as a murderous snowman.
If my last name was Frost, I'd feel obligated to name my son Jack if I had one.
Would you?
I would.
Yeah.
Jack Jr.?
Why would it be Jack Jr.?
Yeah, I
My
think
name's
it's
not-
Jack's all the way down.
Yeah, just be Jack, and Jack.
Uh-huh.
I would hope from
Uh-huh.
that point forward it would be, and I would hope that my name would have been Jack if my last name was Frost.
Maybe
yes.
maybe you could switch it up every now and then with a Jackson,
No.
Jackson
and it's
Frost.
Jack for short.
No.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, it's
No.
Jack for short.
Or
No.
John, because isn't Jack also kind of like John?
Sure.
John
Jacko.
Frost?
Jack-
That just means you got a cold dick.
By the way, how did that ever happen? I still
don't-
don't
I
understand
don't know,
that
'cause
John Jack thing. That makes no sense.
All I
to
know
me.
is that John F. Kennedy, they called him Jack. and
I
have
know.
no idea
There's
why.
a lot of people that were
well,
John
he was
they called Jack.
he was
and I don't
jacking
get it.
off with a lot of ladies, so maybe that's how
Including
it
Marilyn.
came.
I don't think he was doing the.
He was totally.
He was
actually,
a spy for the Pope.
I think
He might
all
have
the
been-
Kennedys were doing Marilyn Monroe. I think she had a lineup of Kennedys. But we're getting
I think that
sidetracked.
might be
Let's
Let's talk about no. There's
Talk about
Robert,
Jack Frost.
Bobby, and
There's three.
I don't know. There's a
At the same time?
No, but there's Ted. He was
maybe.
the old
I
one.
wasn't there. I didn't videotape it. But
Ted was the old one. I don't think he did.
Ted probably was the only clean one of the bunch.
Yeah, he was sitting in the corner.
And he was a
Right.
drunk.
So
He was like the Attorney General, wasn't he?
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that doesn't make him any better.
I mean, I guess that's
Yeah,
true.
exactly.
Now we're getting into politics.
silly,
Oh, God.
George.
I'm naive.
So where were we? Oh yeah, Jack Frost from 1997, or
The Michael Keaton one?
no, that's the 98 one.
go there again.
Happy Scary Story, or He's Chillin' and Killin'. First off, you gotta love 90s ooey gooey gore. I got a question though. Do we think that the producers of Jack Frost watched the film Child's Play before writing the script? That's my
Possible.
question to you all.
No.
Murray?
The hero's
You
Child's
saying
Play.
no?
I don't know what you're.
George, what do you think
I've never even heard of that movie.
Child's Play?
of Jack? You've never heard of Child's Play?
Yeah, no, it doesn't ring a bell. Never heard of it.
Oh,
Oh, you're
I have a feeling
kidding.
it's got if someone must have
Kidding.
picked that on your show.
No.
Oh, wait a minute. Is
Never
this one of the
happened.
ones that George has as a rule that doesn't get picked on his show?
That you won't talk
No,
about.
I'm just kidding. I'm just goofing.
He does have
of
some
course I think
rules,
that they
people.
watched it.
He does have
Only
rules.
Halloween. Only Halloween too,
Yeah.
and Halloween.
But okay,
The
so
zombie ones.
this to me, it totally felt like, again, every movie we've talked about today seems to have had influences, in my opinion. I felt Child's Play was written all over this. But apparently I must. Yeah, you were getting his like Chucky and his humor, and you know, instead of him being a doll, he's in a snowman.
It's totally like it.
It's totally like it.
Well, the
Yeah.
initial setup is.
Yeah, and then the fact that magic.
No, his whole personality.
Yeah, it was very Chucky.
Whole
It was like Chucky
personality
as a
was like
snowman.
Yeah.
The practical
I
effects.
mean, I don't think it's executed as well as Brad Dourif's Chucky.
True that. The practical effects were fun. I mean, we're big fans of practical effects, so I don't think they had CGI back then, so you had to have practical effects, which is awesome. Nothing says Christmas/Krampus like snow tits, though.
Yeah, that was bizarre.
That was awesome. Speaking of that, did anyone else notice the lower cost version of Adrienne Barbeau in this film?
She did look a lot like her.
Right?
She did.
She was
for
totally-
like a split second. I'm like, hey,
It's
Adrienne
Adrienne Barbeau.
And then I was like, oh, no, it
And
isn't.
even
when
the fact.
when she's about to get killed by the tree, like she like backs up and it looks like a creep show shot.
Oh,
Like,
totally! It was like they were pulling all kinds of influences in this movie. But her name was Marla, aka Marsha Clark. This film has everything B-horror Christmas movie needs to have: bad acting, hilarious script, cheesy plot, and lots of bloody good time. But most of all, it's got a killer snowman that likes to melt him way into your heart. Awesome line after Jack sleds the bully's head off by the dad. I can't talk about it tomorrow. I gotta look for a place to bury my son. Like some of the dialogue in this. Oh, sorry, tomorrow. It's like some of the
Yes.
dialogue in this is kind of like, like your son just gets killed, and he's like, oh yeah, I can't really talk about it right now. I gotta bury my son tomorrow. I was like, the dialogue, which what made this so enjoyable to me. Solid.
that
gold
one scene
dialogue.
in particular had some very funny dialogue where they were like, "It wasn't a fight; he's 2 feet taller," and then someone's like, "Not anymore, he ain't."
Yeah,
They're from the back.
it was sometimes they were trying too hard, and then other times they were kind of not trying hard enough. Right? My favorite of all the characters, though, has to be Doc Peters. I freaking love that doctor's character. I wish he was the one that made me cough when I went for my annual physical, because that guy was fucking hilarious. Quick, succulent recap of Jack: death by sled, death by axe, death by Christmas tree, death by Christmas bulbs, death by cop car, death by icicle, death by snowman, bathtub banging, which I thought was pretty creative of them to be able to. I don't know if he was fucking her or head bobbing her with his snow head.
I think he was raping her with the carrot.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of the impression I got. And then he somehow killed her. With which side
Yeah,
of his
I think
which
he
part of his
raped her to
body
death.
did?
Well, he
sure
was
he banged her head
slamming. He was
against the
slamming
wall.
her head against the wall.
Yeah, but it was it the head or
It was the head.
the carrot didn't? She didn't
I
get.
think it was
Well, it was
probably
a
the whole
combination
thing.
of the two.
She got both.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, there was lots of good killing. It was meh.
It was.
Only a man.
It was fun, but it was meh.
It was a lot of fun.
Still meh.
Yeah.
It was meh.
All right.
Yeah, I forget that's a lot of killing too.
It was a lot of killing.
They packed a lot of killing into that movie. It was rather impressive.
Yeah. Anything else? Bryce, you got some more ooey gooey goodness that you want to add? Let George talk. George, tell us more what you thought of Jack Frost.
I am going to be a little colder
I love
on
it.
this one.
Be as cold as you can, buddy. That's what we're here for.
Yeah, it's not the worst movie I've ever seen by a long shot. Like I said, I laughed at that line before. There's a few things that I think are funny here and there. But by and large, I think it's mostly pretty not funny the whole way through. I think that the horror stuff, there's a few fun effects, but it doesn't really lean into it enough for me. I do like the story at the very beginning. Really set me up to enjoy this movie. Like the mean grandpa being like, "Shut up, you little punk! You asked for this." I was like, "What the fuck is happening?" I was like, "Oh." And I liked that, and I liked the transformation of the snowman. And then once he was the snowman, I totally checked out and didn't care until pretty much at the very end. I liked him using the guy as a skin suit and smuggling him out. I thought that was really cool.
That was awesome.
Although I don't know that "Don't Eat the Yellow Snow" works as a zinger unless the implication is that Jack pissed himself on the way in.
Yes, I agree.
The kid, I laughed when the kid tried to kill his dad with antifreeze. That really made me laugh as well.
That was also cool.
And
so there's
I did
sprinklings
think,
here. There's sprinkling. There's slow sprinkles falling throughout the movie that made it funny.
Yeah. I also was wondering, I tried looking it up and I didn't have any luck. Maybe I also didn't put too much effort in. But I was wondering what the first example of a movie doing a cover in a minor key. Is this awful cover of "Oh Holy Night" at the end.
Oh God, yeah, it was horrifying. He's scary.
And I was just like, "Oh my God, this is the first one." Oh my God, Bryce, come on, man.
He likes everything in a minor key, though, George. So you have to know that.
I guess. The rape scene really made me uncomfortable.
Yeah,
it's played for laughs in a way that I really didn't like.
Yep.
There's surf music happening. He's cracking wide. He makes 3 jokes at the end of it. And it's it would have been bad enough if you did one zinger at the end of raping a lady to death.
Yep.
But to fire off 3 at the end? Come on now. I don't know. It just, I'm going to say soft meh to
almost
verging
a
on
high,
rage.
a high rate.
Almost a rage.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Well, I get it. I always feel uncomfortable in any rape scene. It's just, I kind of wish they didn't show it. They could have just implied it. Murray, you're looking like you want to talk about Jack Frost.
I don't have a lot
with
to say.
Michael Keaton /
Yes, I'd rather talk about that one.
No.
Although I did actually see this.
Mur, do you know that was originally supposed to be George Clooney and directed by Sam Raimi?
Really?
What? That might have been a really good movie.
And if you look at that snowman, you'll see that it's Clooney. Yeah. If you look at that snowman, you go, wow, that is clearly supposed to be Clooney.
It kind of looks like Clooney.
Yeah, well, I did watch this just today, actually.
Nice.
Best way I can describe this movie, it was fun in a stupid way. It's just, oh my God, it was so bad. It's every time there's a line, I'm like, oh man. I did laugh unintentionally quite a bit.
Yep.
Because one time he describes himself as being a pissed off snow cone. It's and I was surprised to see a very young Shannon Elizabeth. Who,
Yep.
of course, will go on to do American Pie, and she's already get naked in this one.
There you go.
No, she's supposed to be 18 in this. I don't know. I think she's older than that. But yeah, her whole family it's killed, and she's basically gonna have sex in the sheriff's house.
I know, that's what
what's that? Didn't even bother her.
Yeah, it's like,
Her
okay.
maybe she didn't like them. I guess
My brother's dead. I guess I'll
my
just
parents
go
are
have
dead.
sex.
Let's break into the sheriff's house and have sex. Whatever.
Yeah, there was a lot of dumb in this.
There was incredibly amount of dumb. So yeah, I would never give this a Mondo, but it was an enjoyable It was. I laughed a little bit, and I honestly think they mustn't have had much of a budget because I know they had CGI back in 1997.
Yeah, but thank God they didn't put
It wasn't
me in.
until the last 20 minutes of the movie you actually saw the snowman do anything, because it would cut back to just a plain snowman not moving, and then it would imagine the violence like the shark in Jaws. It's you see the violence, but you don't see him actually committing anything. You just come back to a shot of him just standing there.
He never looked like snow either.
No,
he looked like he looked like a person
foam,
in a
foam
costume,
like a marshmallow suit. Exactly.
Exactly.
I don't know. Yeah, it was all right. It was just mad though.
Bryce, anything you want to add about Jack Frost?
It was a movie.
About a snowman.
Okay.
Sure
that
was.
Apparently was meh.
Was mad.
So this is the first. I think this is absolutely in the fact that we have a fourth member on today. The fact that every single movie we talked about was meh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is
How about that?
what the fuck is happening? This is like must be the Krampus
Out of
episode
the
for the
three of them, I
season.
enjoyed
Just
Jack
down the
Frost.
road, down the middle.
Okay, yeah, okay. So let's talk about of the three movies.
I like Jack Frost the best out of the three of them.
Okay, so that's a Jack Frost for Murr. What about you, George?
This is a tougher question than I might have anticipated, to be honest.
Right? That's
I think I might say Krampus, but there was something to the advent calendar.
Well, shit or get off the pot.
Yeah, Krampus. It's Krampus.
All right. Bryce-A?
Advent calendar.
Yeah. I think I'm going Advent calendar too. And mostly because I'm so disappointed, which is a perfect segue into our last segment, which happens to be our Christmas rage.
Temperature rising. Vision blurring. Rage taking over.
Well, you want me to start, but
Yeah, we do, baby.
Honestly, I love Christmas.
Yeah.
I don't really have a lot to rage about.
Well, we talked about what your rage was going to be before.
People who rage about Christmas.
Yeah, that can be your rage.
I don't know.
So people without Christmas in their heart.
I'm a lot like Charlie Brown. I'm not crazy about the commercialization of Christmas. I mean, for me, Christmas, as I get older, I have a small family. I don't really have a lot of big family gatherings anymore. So for me, Christmas is all about the lights, decorations,
and Christmas food.
Yeah, the turkey dinner on Christmas Day. We used to go to Christmas Eve Mass. Well, as a Catholic, it was at midnight, which I hated.
Nice.
But now it's like a 7 or 8 o'clock Christmas Eve. But we haven't done that in a few years.
For the old people.
Yeah. We go to church for an hour, sing Christmas carols, light the candles, and boom.
Did you get to do anything with your priest on... Because that could make you upset, too. Were you an altar boy?
I haven't been a Catholic since I was 8, so I may have repressed it.
You might repress it. Maybe one day as we walk into a church.
But I did grow up in a Catholic family until my parents got split up. But yeah, I remember midnight mass, like first 8 years of my life. But I enjoyed the simpler things, like the music. I don't care about the presents as much. I like Christmas. But yeah, it's just gotten too much now. It's like people rushing around like this weekend, the last weekend at the malls and stuff before Christmas. It's just going to be nuts.
So the commercialization is summing up in one word?
Yeah, it's just taking away the joy of the holiday. But that's for me anyway. All right. That's all
it's a pretty good one.
That's all I got.
My rage this episode is the re-release of 2015's Krampus. I was promised the naughty, and what I got was 2 extra minutes of dialogue, which fucking pisses me off because
I feel bad. I feel like I did this to you.
No, you did not. I remember actually really loving Krampus, and I actually do like the movie, and I have to give credit to Bryce because he pulled me out of my rage to a point where I might have gone a little cray-cray because he said, yeah, but now at least you own it, which is true.
That's true.
But I probably would have waited until I didn't spend $46 delivered from Amazon to get it. But then I did like the extra features. All the extra features were good. No, I'm sticking with Rage. I'm still mad I didn't get a lot of blood and gore. I wanted those motherfucking cookies to tear some flesh off someone's bones. And just, I wanted Grandma to go crazy and kill people. But then maybe that'll be in the sequel, which will be the Jewish Christmas
Easter Bunny
Krampus special that we're going to create. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm on board with this Rage.
Yeah, there you go. Are we sharing the same Rage?
No, I have a different one. But
Okay.
I agree. I feel bad because I was like, did you hear about this new Naughty Cut version?
Which really excited me, by the way.
Yeah, I know it. I know it did. And I was excited too. So I'm on board.
All right.
All right. Well, what's your Rage?
All right.
What's your Krampus Rage?
Oh man, it's less Christmassy, but it is still related. I'm gonna rage about rape scenes. I am just really tired of them. They are always uncomfortable for me, and I understand that can be the point. Yeah. But more often than not, especially in this, it was played for a laugh. In both, it was really kind of played as like jokes. And I think that even when people try and do it for the right reasons and don't try and play it for a laugh, it is still usually botched in execution.
Yeah.
So my rage is, hey, women can be in other kinds of peril. Maybe let them just be in danger normally for a while in horror movies.
Yeah. That's good. I mean, I'm definitely on board with it. And even when they do or if they, for whatever reason, they feel they really need to have a rape scene, do we need to see it? I don't think we need to.
Right.
I've yet to see one that I've said, wow, that was like a really good rape scene.
Right.
I do remember being very disturbed by the one in Spit on My Grave.
Oh yeah, that one's
because we actually were at the premiere of it. Like it was at our festival.
Yeah.
And the cast was there, in attendance, including the female actress.
Yep. And
we're watching her basically being raped on screen by like 10 guys. It's like, in the end she got her revenge, but it was very comfortable to watch. Like, it was horrible.
Yeah, I know for a lot of people out there, rape revenge movies are very cathartic for them, and they love them a lot. And God bless, it's not for me. It's not to my taste. But I just think, as a general rule, I'm not saying that these movies can't exist, but I just think that for it to just show up like it did in the Advent calendar, it feels like there's a better way to do it.
In an otherwise campy movie, it was a disturbing scene.
Yeah.
Right.
I think we all vote yay on that.
Yeah.
Boo to rape.
Bryce.
And rape scenes.
Yeah.
Say you.
All right, it's my turn.
Yep.
Yeah, you got some rage in you? It's usually a touch of rage, sprinkling,
jotting things down,
splattering of rage.
So.
My rage is Netflix just filling up their December catalog with just terrible Christmas movies.
Oh, great.
Like,
wait a minute. Are they actual Christmas movies like the one Murray talked about last episode?
Yeah, just like that, actually. I mean, really? Number one, we didn't need a Christmas Prince, and we sure as hell didn't need a Christmas Prince Part 2 or a Christmas Prince The Royal Baby. Plus, what is this obsession with royalty that all these Christmas movies on Netflix have? There's also the Princess Switch, which also is a trilogy, apparently. There's a 1, 2, and a 3. We've got Holidate.
Ugh.
Yeah, I've heard of that one.
The Night Before Christmas, night spelt with a K.
Oh, fuck me now.
I mean, it's just ridiculous. It seems like a half of their bloody catalog in December just goes, and they're all like Hallmark crap, like just stuff that you can't.
There you go.
You can't sit there and watch for more than 10 minutes without throwing up in your mouth 3 times.
At least 3
But-
times.
So that is my rage. Get with it now.
Right.
There are a lot of people who love those movies. A lot. That's why they keep
Yeah.
making them.
Well,
Yeah,
you know what?
someone's watching.
The people on this, in the 4 of us, maybe not Murray. I shouldn't really be speaking
No,
for
I'm not
him.
crazy
'cause
about
he is-
those either.
He is a Christmas movie. No, but I'm
Yeah, but
saying
those are bad
what we
Christmas
really
movies.
need is a crossover. Christmas, Hanukkah, sleigh.
There you go.
I don't know.
Wow.
I don't know what the movie is. I'm gonna think one up. I'm not being creative enough right now.
No.
But as long as there's a motherfucking killer dreidel involved, I'd be perfectly happy. Or the string from the dreidel. That's even better.
I think that there's something, I know that 8 Crazy Nights was already an Adam Sandler movie, but I think that there's something there with utilizing the crazy in the title.
Yes. Okay. I like where this is going. And there's 8 crazy Krampuses. It's kind of like you
8
can have-
Crazy Reindeer.
Kind of like
There you
8
go.
Crazy Reindeer. Okay, this is getting better. By the end
Killer
of this
reindeer.
episode, we may have the title
like
of
what's
the
it called
next
that we saw with
crossover
with
film.
with the antler one.
Yeah,
Yeah, see, with 8 of them
that's right.
at Christmas.
I love
There you go.
There's your movie.
This is, you know
We
what?
did it.
Every single time we have George on our show, it just elevates everything all the time.
Right.
Now, we have a promo for George's show, which we're going to play right now, which we should really just play every episode of ours.
All right. Here we go.
Hi, everybody. I'm George, the host of the best little horror house in Philly. It's the show where we talk about the best horror movie ever made, according to our guest at least. And because of that, I figured I'd let the guests themselves tell you a little more about the show. Here's Betsy Sidaro,
I'm sorry, this is too loud.
Mike Mitchell,
There's a lot of like ding 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 ding.
Neil Campbell,
Oh God, this guy was like afraid to use a knife. It's gonna, do something brave at the end of Cowboys versus Aliens or something, whatever.
and Mike Hanford.
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
Pretty good, George.
So there you go, some insightful and relevant commentary on why you should be listening to the best little horror house in Philly. And I'll see you boils and ghouls wherever you podcast. Bye.
Nice.
Well done.
Hey, that's me.
That is you. And you know what? We couldn't be happier that you're here with us. Tell everybody where they can find your podcast and your cool posters that are now out, which I have placed my order, which will go in the Film
Yeah.
Rage Studios eventually.
Very cool. Yeah, sure. So, yeah, I'm pretty much wherever you listen to podcasts. You can probably find the best little horror house in Philly there. And like I said, we've had some really amazing guests, but we've also covered so many different kinds of horror movies. Everything from M, the 1931 Fritz Lang movie, to like Poltergeist and The Suckling and Begotten and Final Destination 2.
God,
I love
please
Final
no.
Destination
Ugh,
too.
Bryce and
Wasn't
his
there like
Final
6
Me
Destination.
too. You and me both. Oh my God, I fucking love the Final Destination movies so much.
They're so
You don't
bad.
even know.
Yes.
Oh, they're so. How dare you? You shut your mouth.
Shut my
Shut your
filthy
mouth
mouth.
when you're talking to me.
Shut your
Yeah.
filthy. I couldn't even get past 3. I got so bored of
Oh my God, you're dead to me. This is over. I'm walking out of the studio. But it's a lot of fun, and your boys over here at Film Rage have been on the show not once but twice.
Yes.
So you can listen to us all talk about Let the Right One In, and also Cube, Canadian classic.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're still looking forward to Japanese Cube, by the way.
we ever
When
find
it comes
Yeah, when the
out,
hell is
George will
that
be
coming
back.
out?
He has a chair waiting for him when Japanese Cube is available to North America.
I'm stoked. I am very stoked about it.
Well, when the release date of that came out, Bryce and I were desperately trying to get it because we needed you
I
on
even tried
earlier.
VPNing into friggin' Japan.
Did you? And you still
It
couldn't
wouldn't
let it.
me. Yeah, I still couldn't get it.
Motherfuckers, come on. We need our Japanese Cube.
I know.
Well, it's coming. George, we want to thank you.
Yeah.
As I said, you're always welcome on our show because, like I said, you are an amazing knowledge of everything horror. For those of you who aren't listening to his show, you should absolutely be listening to it because it's amazing. So, that's enough for Krampus for this week. Let's bring it on down. Thanks, Ragers, for listening. Thanks so much for our brother in horror, George, from the Best Little Horror House in Philly. Thanks to our members, our extended Film Rage family, who you can find them on our show notes. Find us on social media everywhere at Film Rage YYC. Follow us on Audea at audea.io and search Film Rage YYC for bite-sized film reviews. Check out everything Film Rage at filmrageyyc.com, including our merch site. For Redbubble and TeePublic, we are always wanting to make this a raging blast for all listeners, so please comment, like, and subscribe, or send us emails to filmragecalgary@gmail.com. That's it for our second annual Krampus episode. Listen in next year, same Krampus time, same Krampus channel. Rage on.
Rage on.
Rage on.
Krampus night, you will run, you will hide. Krampus night, you will hunt, you will find. Krampus night, when you are inside. Krampus night, under full moonlight. You'll die, celebrate Krampus. Roll parade, let's make it fun. A big masquerade, let's dance in the street and have a good time. It takes